Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Another episode of Realtor Hacks, Tips, and Tricks. I am one of your hosts, Hallie McCrory. I am team lead of Empower Real Estate Group, currently working part-time in Dallas, Texas, and in San Angelo, Texas. Coach for Tarek El Musa's team, and also a host for American Dream TV. And I've got my co-host on here, Casey Stiers, who's also recently an American Dream TV host. So super exciting. She is the queen and top producing agent in Raleigh, North Carolina. Also known as the Downtown Guru. She literally owns all of Glenwood, not Greenwood, Glenwood Avenue. I should know. I just was there. So yeah, and we've got an amazing guest on today. We just saw him last week in Raleigh, Alex Lawrence. Super excited to have him on. Thanks for coming on, guys. I'm sorry, my eyes are a little puffy. I've been literally freaked out crying all day. My little cousin goes to UNC Chapel Hill, and she's texting the family group like all the updates. There was an active shooter today, if you guys haven't heard. Super scary deal. Everything's okay now. They've got him in custody. Press conference going on right now. That's what I'll be watching after this. But gosh, yeah. So I'm like,
crazy world.
Ignore my eyes. Don't really ask any questions. So yeah. Glad she's okay. Glad y'all are okay. I mean, y'all are right over there, right in the triangle area. So glad nothing else was happened. I think only one. Not only. I feel bad for that one person, but I think it was only one person that was. Injured. I don't know. I need to watch the press conference after, but glad everybody in that area is okay, that nothing worse happened, but definitely very scary when I think it's like 30,000 people on that campus, maybe more. So just scary times right now, but focusing on better stuff, focusing on real estate now.
We've had a lot in our backyard lately, but hopefully it'll
get better. Okay, so a little background on Alex. He's with the Jim Allen Group, which is the #1 Coldwell Banker group in the United States. And obviously, with that being said, #1 in North Carolina and Raleigh for Coldwell Banker. So definitely got some good association going on there, Alex. But he's also, produced for himself. He's up to 160 plus homes that he's sold in his career. He's also, which I think this is really cool, last year got 30 under 30 for Realtor Magazine, which is super hard to do. So, gosh, that's amazing, Alex. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so focusing on residential home sales and, starting to get into that new construction and infill development, just development of neighborhoods. Seems like that's what the kind of bread and butter for the Jim Allen Group. So, again, power of association there.
Absolutely, yeah. So, been in real estate about 5 years, joined Jim's team back in April. So like you said, we're the #1 team in North Carolina. We do have a ton of agents, but we're the #1 team in North Carolina, and then the USA for Coldwell Banker. So I think 70% of our sales or something like that's new construction. So Jim really, does probably a lot of it. I would say is the biggest player, if not one of the biggest players, and teardowns and neighborhood developments, at least here in the Triangle, besides the big production, builders and stuff like that. But been on his team, 4.5, almost 5 months, I guess. And it's a grind, but it's been going awesome. So
I think everybody's kind of grinding right now with, interest rates high and some buyers being scared, but things are still rolling. I think we're all of us, Raleigh especially, has been just completely blowing up, it seems like, from the outside looking in. And Dallas is a good market right now too. So I think we're all three lucky to live where we live. But definitely can relate on the grind. Sorry, Casey, were you going to say something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying grinding is always good in our world.
Means you got stuff going on.
I was just cruising down the highway trying to get here by 6:30, and the classic "can I fit a showing in?" So we did it, but sometimes my mom always says, she's like, "Alex, man, you try to do the impossible and like impossible amounts of time, and it just sometimes I cut myself too close." But we made it, so I'm happy to be on. It's it's an honor, and appreciate you guys having me. So
Yeah, for sure. So I guess we've got a little background on you. So you've been focusing on residential home sales. You and I were texting. You call yourself the cowboy out there, kind of dipping your toes in a bunch of different places. Why don't you maybe talk about your journey a little bit? Have you always wanted to do residential? Where do you want to go? Kind of take us there if you can.
yeah, for sure. So I got my real estate license in 2014. So when I went to East Carolina out of high school, I wasn't probably smart enough to get into state, and I grew up in Raleigh. So it said, hey, let's get out of town for a little bit, have a little fun, and hopefully learn something. But yeah, originally I wanted to be the next David Letterman. I do a little stand-up comedy every now and then, but thought about working the news, and you kind of see what they get paid and how much you got to move, and that wasn't fun to me. Stuff like this is fun to me. But anyway, so yeah, got my license, I guess, my senior year of ECU. I basically had half a summer session where I didn't have class or I didn't have, work. I think I was selling advertisements or something at the time. But got my real estate license, worked in commercial real estate for, I guess, 3-4 years.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I failed pretty bad, so I don't tell. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't tell a ton of people. But yeah, but yes, I did that. Worked in Greenville for a guy named Michael Overton. His dad started a big retail boating company called Overton's, and then thought I wanted to do software sales, so did that in Raleigh for a year. Absolutely hated it.
I did that. Yeah.
I'm not the best cold call guy, and that's definitely not my business. And then, thought I'd get back into commercial here in Raleigh, but there's a lot of big players. Deals take a long time. And I always tell people I'm a goofy, emotional guy. So residential real estate just works out a little bit better. So, but yeah, worked on Linda Craft's team for 2.5 years, which was awesome. We still have a great relationship. Went out on my own for 2 years, tried that out, tried to kind of start a team, and just said, hey, let me learn a little bit more. Let me go somewhere where I can learn something I'm not as an independent agent every day. So I joined Jim's team, and we had probably a 2-hour heart-to-heart after I told him I'm thinking about calling you. That guy doesn't let you say no. So next thing you know, we're on the team, and it's been great. Just I think I've learned more probably in the last 4.5 months than I have my whole real estate career. And it's been a really good fit for me. So as far as, we'll see where I go, but I'd love to be about 100th of Jim one day, maybe do some small developments or get more into building and, selling lots and stuff like that instead of being the broker on them and getting paid,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's me and Casey too. Like, I guess, so we had Pace Morby on, and he said, I think it was only 13% of agents actually invest themselves. And so that's like, that could be your kind of side of, investing in real estate, like,
yeah, exactly.
Developing, flipping lots and stuff, tear downs, the infill development. I mean, and then obviously building too. I mean, that would be yours. And, you could partner with people, partner with Jim. So yeah, it makes total sense.
Exactly. No, it's been great. And I'm hoping I can learn, from him. He does a ton of them. And I mean, I kind of brought him a couple lots, and he was like, well, see if these work, do the numbers on them. I was like, I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, we got a training video, look for this, this, and this. And I would say I know a ton more about it now than I did. So it's been great. And then Jim allowed you to
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And he, as long as you put in, I think it's $5,000, not much, but he allows his agents to, invest in what he's doing. So
nice.
I'll probably do that soon, either on the project I'm working on or something, shortly. So that's been cool. And that way I can kind of get my feet wet, then, go do it myself one day. We'll see. So
yeah, love it. Well, good. So you mentioned something earlier where you said cold calling's not your forte.
Yeah.
So, obviously you've been really successful in your career. What is your lead generation tactics?
Yeah, I would say, I try to find rational clients, folks that understand that every now and then I'm working with more people than just them. But so I guess that's step one. But then from there, it's a lot of family, friends, a lot of, I grew up in Raleigh. So, I'm not ignorant of the fact that agents that move here don't have that same advantage, but I've tried to use it, just leveraging my network, make sure I'm answering the phone call when friends call, or just staying in touch with people, going out to events. I'd say I'm a great seller in person. I'm not, I'm just not an amazing phone guy. So, I'm a big nonverbal, be able to see kind of, how I feel they're reacting to what I'm saying and whatnot. But I'd say it's mainly just been trying to get raving fans or clients that, refer you all the time. I got a buddy of mine that would probably run 5 miles to get me a referral, and I need a lot more of those. So just trying to
love some referrals.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, your social media is really good too, in my opinion. So that's also, staying on top of your sphere of influence that way too.
Exactly. And people always say, like, where do you get it from? And I'm like, well, they messaged me on Instagram, but they're also, I met them at a party here. So they're kind of part of my sphere and social media, but I think they kind of tie in together. And, once you meet somebody, if you can add them on Facebook or Instagram, it's kind of like a drip campaign. You just kind of being yourself and doing what you do every day. So I try to be a little goofy sometimes. Like today, I did a motivational Monday where I get a little bit more serious, but try to keep the face out there and post, a couple times a week, and also try to engage with, my clients. And if someone says great job on something, if I don't comment and say thank you, I knock myself out, it seems like, just because, you have people that appreciate what you're doing out there. I think you should take the time to share that respect back. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think it sounds like one of your, hacks, tips, and tricks in spirit of, this podcast, but it seems like you really knew what you liked to do and what you didn't like to do, and knew what your, style of communication was. And it makes sense with the comedy too, right? It seems like always the comedians get up there and they kind of thrive off, the crowd. So that makes sense. But it seems like you really did you were able to really think about what you you knew you didn't like cold calling. You knew you liked, being more in person with people and seeing that nonverbal contact. I think that's a good strategy for a lot of people, because I think a lot of agents, new agents especially, will get in and be like, oh, well, I heard that I need a cold call. But if you know you don't like cold calling, that's going to be really hard for you to be consistent with. So, there's other avenues that you can go. It's just, exploring and really diving in, thinking about your own personality and what you're good at.
For sure.
I think that's a strength.
Yeah. And I think, there's so many times. I wish I was better at cold calling. I'm not. So there's times I'm like, oh, I need to call these people. And, I still do it from time to time.
Hey, you know your strengths and weaknesses. So,
exactly.
That's hard for a lot of people to figure out, though. So.
Yeah, 100%. So.
My thing's, if I can get belly to belly with you, whether it's over dinner, over beer, over coffee, and I don't win your business, then I've done something wrong, because, I'm a people person, and, I think sometimes I do lose business that I don't meet with quick enough. But, for the most part, I try to get that first meeting, break some bread, learn what's going on in their life, non-real estate related, make a connection, and, hopefully have a client and friend for life. So
love it. Yeah. Love it. So do you have any hacks, tips, or tricks around, for referrals? Like you said, you have your one friend that will run 5 miles for you to get a referral. Is there anything that you do special to, reward people for bringing you referrals, or I don't know, something along those lines?
For sure. So anyone that, sends me a deal, usually I'll give them, some sort of gift, take them to dinner, whatever's allowed by the real estate commissioner, the IRS. But, I think I need to get back into it. I was doing a ton of handwritten notes. So, from just from the time I get a client, I try to figure out, hey, where's their favorite place to eat? What's their favorite, type of candy? What do they like to drink? Whatever. You usually get them to fill out what's called like an all about you form on that stuff. And then I'll send them thank you notes. I'll try to, plug their birthdays, home anniversaries into my CRM. So I'm calling them, sending them a video message on those days. And, I would say like really handwritten notes. If you can, do something that's genuine, not talking about anything real estate related, for the most part, but just saying, hey, I heard your mom died or your grandma died. Just thinking of you, praying for you. Call me if I can help with anything.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't think I do that to get business for the most part, but it's been a good way to have a deeper connection. And
Yeah. Well, getting to know you a little bit better, that's definitely like that. I think anybody that does get to know you knows that that's not you being like a slimy salesperson. Like that's just how you are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did do coaching before I joined Jim's office, and like it was core coaching. So they do lenders and realtors, but like Monday, every day you had to call your VIPs or like, sorry, I have a cat. That's a wild man.
I had a dog that I'm now locked out.
I was like, should I do this in the conference room downstairs? Maybe. But anyways.
It's okay. We're pet friendly on this show.
On here.
Exactly. But I used to do the core. So we'd have to call certain people, people every day. And so I'd literally call some of my best friends that would send me, business, be like, hey, you're a VIP. It's Monday. I'm going to call you. And not that I don't think they thought I was calling them just because I had to, but in the back of my mind, I probably knew I was. So, I have ADHD like crazy. So I'm not the most time blocked or organized person in the world. I just kind of go with the flow, work hard, and, communicate well and just try to, not miss anything, but also, I wish I was more structured at times. So,
well, we all can improve, so.
Exactly. Exactly.
And speaking of, I wanted to plug these little, so I bought a little like stationery set that's, I don't know, kind of like realtor personalized. So I'm going to post it in the comments for everybody to see. I got them on Etsy, but they're they like, it's like a little card and it has my name on the top, and on the back, it has like little houses, keys, for sale signs, trees. So it's like I could write, whatever, thank you note, whatever, but like, it's real estate on the back.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little reminder.
No, for sure.
I just did it for 1 year. So whenever somebody closes on a house, I go ahead and write their address down and stamp it. And then I drop it in the folder for like today, the 2 closings, we did 2 and they're pre-made, and they just say, congratulations, it's been a year, or wow, that year went back. That says something to the extent of that.
Yeah.
And then I just mail them, grab that folder at the beginning of the month and just drop them in the mailbox. So
I like that. Yeah. That's smart, because then if you go ahead and stamp it and write their address, you're like, I've done half the work, so I might as well send it out.
The other half is just walking it down the steps at my office and putting it for the mailman.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all live right by each other, right? Because you're right off of Glenwood too?
Yep. So I am, if you hear the train come by, I'll probably come by Casey's place first.
Yeah.
Then I'll come by.
I used to know we're doing this. Yes.
Yeah.
Around 7 p.m.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah, we're probably 3 blocks away. So
I can see you from here.
Oh yeah. Especially if I go to the parking lot. I've always said, I'm like, my buddy lives in the West too. I'm like, I could shoot through your window if I wanted to. Probably, I'll never do that, obviously, but it's a straight shot. So we're in downtown Raleigh. It's thriving and things are going well. So
growing.
So do y'all do a lot of condos then? Where you are?
Personally, I've probably done a handful. I haven't done a ton. I live in a building with 200 people that probably, that 10 or 15 transact a year. So I've been saying, hey, Alex, let's do a little bit better job. But I've done a couple for sure. Casey can elaborate on this. There's not a ton in Raleigh or the Triangle. I mean, downtown Durham, downtown Raleigh, but we just not a lot of developers are coming out with new condos. In my opinion, they're just the bigger ones are doing, apartments, and then
It's kind of my niche. I mean, I've just got my people in this area, so that's why I do so many. So
we have like almost none in San Angelo. I've done 2 condo deals, and they're something else. We'll just say that.
You got to know. I mean, the financing can be funny. You need the HOA. And it's like when people buy this, but we do have radon. Yes. So I'm going to save you the radon test. Open your window. There's your radon test each day. Like you remediate it. So you're great.
Exactly.
Let me save you $175, $200.
Yes.
So
yeah. But I need to probably get better at them, because now that I'm going to start working the Dallas market more, this is a total recent thing for me, Alex. I know that's going to be a lot more condos there. So
going to the big city, so
I know I need a little city, a little country. I'm like, what is it? Not Little Bo Peep, Goldilocks. I need just can't be too hot, can't be too cold. Got to be just right. I need a little bit of both.
That was my post yesterday. Beach to city life. So
yes,
my beach time, and I have to have my city life. So.
Yes, yeah.
I tell everyone that moves here, I'm like, you can buy a 20-acre horse farm if you want, or you can buy a downtown condo like me and feel like you're not in Manhattan, but in a bigger city.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess the last thing I would say with condos, just make sure they're warrantable, or if they're non-warrantable, meaning that, you got to pay cash or get kind of a local bank, it's going to be a little tougher for sure. Because I've even talked to agents I know that are newer and they don't have a clue, and they're about to write an offer on a, condo for a client.
Damn.
And I'm like, uh-oh. So, might save you a little pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's one of those things where if you really don't know what you're doing, refer it and watch and learn your first few deals. Don't try to
or even ask someone to come 50-50 on it with you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to bite you if you try to do with the HOAs, and you get a client in there that will not be repeat business if you haven't done your due diligence.
Yeah.
So, and the ins and outs of these.
Yeah. That's a good hack. If you haven't done it before and are, nervous about screwing something up, definitely partner up with someone who has and go 50-50 on it, because, well, like Casey said, you want to retain the person and give them the best, you have your fiduciary duty. I know that's different in every state, but still, just as a human, you have the fiduciary duty to give them the best experience and representation possible. You don't want to lose the deal either. 50% is better than nothing.
Correct.
That's the collaboration over competition.
Yeah. Yes. And if you're like Casey and I, and you have due diligence in your state and it's competitive and you got to put out, 5-10 more money for your client, that's probably not really the environment anymore, but it was. And
it still kind of is 5,000 to 10,000. Most people are expecting that. I'm happy we're out of the 20,000 range of that.
Yeah.
We would go.
I was telling people a couple of years ago, I was like, hey, I'm glad you guys are buying a house right now. I probably couldn't, because I don't have just, more than 20 grand laying around to put out for a deposit. But, that's kind of how I tell people in our market how competitive it was. And some people played ball and some people didn't. But, I'm glad it's back to a normal range. I just got out of a showing and I'm like, we might be able to get it under list. We'll see. So.
Wilmington, they never really went crazy. Those I was getting people in houses for $500, $1,000. Run circles around those agents.
So interesting, yeah. Well, and I guess thankfully I I don't know the markets there, but I know I've been to Wilmington a million times and Wrightsville Beach and stuff. So
right,
funny. Well, good. Any other lead generation that you're doing that you could give some hacks or?
I would say events are huge for me. So I need to do a couple more this year, but last year I did a quarterly happy hour that was, pretty successful, just inviting current clients, past clients, VIPs, or people that send you, a lot of referrals. But
hey, you got a place you can do it.
I know. Yeah. I was almost there the other night. So, but yeah, for me, I think it's Michael Mayer or somebody, but it's the 7 levels of communication. But he spoke at something through Michael Martin, a lender I work with a lot here in Raleigh. But he did an event, and he was basically like, hey, people love being invited, even if they can't make it. They love that, you're inviting them. Obviously, it makes them feel welcomed. And so, I invite a ton of people to these events. I'd say probably 10, 20% come. But, I catch up with a lot of those people that couldn't make it over dinners or one-on-ones. And, I think, having an event for me, I'm a little bit of a wild man. So, if I can loosen up and drink a beer or two, I feel like sometimes that's when you get to know those folks best. And I don't know. To me, that's just, I'm more authentic in that scene than calling all my past clients to, give them their updated, I don't know, pricing for their house or whatever else. So
you're building a relationship, not just a number.
Yeah, exactly. And
I agree.
I guess I would say another thing is I'm trying to do less of it. I used to give probably I was way too nice to my clients as far as, giving them some sort of credit if I couldn't negotiate a good enough deal. I'm not doing that this year, so clients don't ask. But, I'll do anything in my power to help them through a situation. So, So
I've learned now after doing this for so many years, though, I put the credit back on. That's like one of my last cards. I mean, I hold that one, and if I know the deal's not going through, then I'll throw it. So,
and then you better say, hey, you're going to send me a lot of referrals, right? So,
Yep, exactly. Yes.
And you're not going to mention this credit to them.
Yeah.
Because if they hear that you did that, they're going to expect the same treatment.
Exactly. And I mean, I'll say this too. I've done that quite a bit. Not quite. I mean, probably less than 10 times, but let's just say I've never had someone be like, oh, Alex, I still appreciate, 6 months ago when you gave me an extra, $300 because I had to get my septic fixed or whatever. And, they wouldn't fix it. They do remember the cool gifts I give them or the cards. And, so that's kind of what I've gotten away from it too. But
do you have any go-to closing gifts that you like to give?
So I was doing just the classic cheesy realtor, cutting board and a local charcuterie.
Yes. I know, but that's so good. I just got a cutting board from an event, a syndicate kind of, local FFA kind of deal. And I'm like, I love it. Yeah. I think cutting boards are great. It's not cheesy. So just had to comment.
What's funny is I gave away so many cutting boards and I am a bachelor. I probably should fix this too, but I don't even think I have a cutting board in my condo right now. So I probably have 20 in storage somewhere, but that probably tells you how much I cook and, but.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm all little, I say HEB, that's our grocery store. I get the little, microwave meals or whatever that they have at the grocery store, pre-made or that you can throw in the oven. But that's I mean, all of us are, young, no kids and stuff. That's the life we live. So I'm with you on that. I don't do any cooking.
Yeah. I feel like most nights I get home this time or 8 o'clock because it's either I'm working, then I'll go to
showings and stuff or events.
Meet up with somebody, and then I'm like, well, gosh, I'm just me. I could cook and get a Publix and come back but I can get a DoorDash in 20 minutes. So that's not good financial advice, but unfortunately, that's just how it goes at times. So
yes. Well, maybe we could put the time, money value in there. I could keep working on my phone and put a social media post down and wait for DoorDash. I'm saving money there.
Exactly.
That's how I justify it to my husband.
I Instacart my groceries.
Though, I get my groceries delivered.
I do it every Monday morning. I put my order in around actually I've been the last few mornings getting up at 4:30. So
oh my gosh.
We did a whole thing on our days last week, and I was talking about how I don't have enough time in my day. And it's helping some, but by the time I get to this point in my day, I'm dragging. So,
All right, can I ask a question to Casey?
Of course.
Yes.
All right, I'm a terrible morning guy. How'd you become a morning person? Have you always been, or you just say, hey?
No, I've not always been. My whole life, I've never really been. My dad worked second and third shift, so we just weren't morning people at our house. Yeah. And I couldn't wait to become an adult where I could sleep in on my own and not have to wake up to go to school. And then when I taught school, I was just like, I dreaded the mornings. Yeah. And when I quit teaching school, the mornings became no longer a problem for me because I enjoyed my mornings. I enjoy getting up, having my coffee. And the big thing is changing your mind frame before you go to sleep. Say, I am going to wake up. I'm going to have more time. Tomorrow's going to be a great day kind of thing. Yeah. Rather than, oh, those hours are coming. Those hours are coming. So
I watched, I don't know if y'all know Joe Dispenza. He's like this meditation scientist guy. And I saw him put something out. I got to find it. But basically the video's like talking about, he's like, so many people have a hard time getting up because they pre-think about what their day is going to be like beforehand, and they start dreading it and think their day, they already make their day dreadful just in their minds. Like we all do this. This is human nature. He's like, you got to put in your head that something great is going to happen tomorrow and you can't wait to get up. He's like, it's like when you're in kindergarten and you have a field trip the next day. Like it's so easy to get up when you know you have a field trip the next day, or like, Christmas morning, like you get all these presents, like all the kids get up at the crowd.
Or you're on vacation. It's easy to wake up on vacation because it's a new area. You can walk on the beach. You can do something fun.
Yeah.
So now I just pick one thing. Like I journal first thing in the morning, and then having my matcha and just sitting on the patio having quiet time before Rocky gets up or Adam gets up, before my world starts.
I did my first day of Erica. What is it? Meditations by Erica. What is it?
Oh, Evolve by Erica.
Oh, Evolve by Erica. Yeah. I did it for my first time this morning. It was good. And my book came in today. I ordered we talked about morning routines last week, and she was talking about her little 5-minute journal book. So I ordered that, and that came in today too.
Little things like that. And it sounds corny, but it just starts my day on a positive note. Yeah. And gets me thinking about things I want, such as where I want to travel. And that you can't be in a bad mood when you're thinking about someplace you want to travel, something fun. And it just automatically puts you in a good mood. So, yeah.
You probably don't wake up to chaos like I do. And I'm like, oh, because probably a lot of my clients are at work at 8. I'll be honest. There's some days I'm not up till 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, we got a lot to do. And I didn't have time to meditate, pray, work out or anything, just because I got to get right into the action.
My workout time's at 9 a.m. because I feel like things kind of slow down around then. And usually my attorneys, I use their questions come in around 7. So I get up, I do my journaling. I try not to touch my phone for like the first 30 minutes. And then I'll go through my emails. I'll check off all that. And then after that, I will get to answering phone calls. And by 9, I'll go work out, come back like 30 to 45 minutes later, shower.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I want to find this video. I'll find this video and post it. It's really good.
I forgot where I heard this too, but I did visit something that I picked up. I deal with a tad bit of mental health stuff. I'm not crazy.
Hey, I can hold you accountable for getting up. I can make you meet me at Plates for coffee.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's right. And that's when I can get up early.
Yeah. So
if I have a buddy being like, hey, we're working out, I'm picking you up at 7 a.m. and he keeps calling me till
we can be accountability partners. We could do that.
Let's do it. But yeah, something I heard.
Mental health stuff though. I've definitely struggled in the past. So it's like, and in real estate, you really got to protect your peace, because that could, it's easy to get burnt out in this business. So that's our next person we're having on. We need to get her rescheduled. She was supposed to come on last week, and then her dad was in the hospital and stuff. Super sad, but I think he's better now, maybe. But we're having like a business coach come on, and she helps with like, basically she's going to come on and talk about like handling your emotions when everything's crazy in your business, and like you've got crazy clients and they're causing mental health stuff for you. Like, So were you going to say something on that though?
Yeah. Sorry. I think you two obviously run into it all the time too, but there's plenty of days I'm like, oh, tomorrow is going to suck because I got to finish doing this, or I have a problem, I know I'm going to have to deal with. So I forgot if it was a podcast or book or what, but this guy basically said, he was like, hey, if you don't think you're going to have a bad day, the worst way is to, definitely start it on a negative note. So he was like, just tell yourself it's going to be a great day somehow, and the key is that somehow, and I guess you figure out a, way to make it a good day. But
it may be you just go get your favorite coffee to make it a good day. That might be the only good thing that happens to you in a day. So, but
exactly.
Honestly, sometimes getting like my favorite matcha or something, I'm like, oh, it's such a treat. Like, this is adulting, damn it.
I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. And I feel like being an adult I'm 31, so I've been doing it for years now. But it's like I talk to my buddies all the time, like, man, being an adult's not easy. And I'm not even married or have kids. But your clients, can drive you 24/7 if you allow it. And for me, I'll answer calls till 9 o'clock. And then after that, I'm like, unless their house burning down, for the most part, I try to put it off.
My phone automatically goes on do not disturb at 8:45.
Yeah. Alex, it's funny you should say that. Have you had a client call you when their house was on fire too?
I haven't had that, but I've had calls that seem like that's happening, but but no, I don't think so yet. I will tell you a funny story.
I better knock on wood.
I was doing an open house. It's probably 2 years ago, but it was like the summer in North Carolina, like these last couple of days, crazy hot. I probably had like 10 people in there. We knew there was a tad bit of a leak in the attic, but we thought we addressed it from like an air handler. But long story short, probably the open house, like 30 minutes in, one guy comes downstairs. He's like, yeah, you have a leak upstairs. And I'm like, oh yeah, we know about it. We got a contractor. He's like, no, like it's pretty bad. You should go check it out. I walk upstairs, water's coming through the ceiling. And so I'm like, all right, everyone's got to go. Sorry. And then, we were able to call a contractor pretty quickly, but I was up there, probably about to die of a heat stroke. And that wasn't fun, but I guess I've had a couple of those, and, you got to put your firefighter hat on and get it figured out. So I think what I've had to learn is that some problems you just can't solve today. And, there's times you're waiting to hear back from somebody, or, you just can't get it done today. And I've had to learn just to have peace with that. And, so.
Yep. That's been a hard thing for me, patient, and trying not to rush in when I want an answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I just sit back and don't call the client immediately, it'll work itself out. So.
Yes. I'm with y'all on that for sure.
Exactly. Lisa, what's your dog's name? Cutie.
Rocky.
Got it.
Love her.
Member of the podcast.
He doesn't wake up till 10 a.m. every day.
Well, yeah, we're pretty similar then. So
anything before 10 a.m., he is one grouchy puppy.
He's so funny.
You're just kind of right in the middle of the camera, up.
So, are y'all using? I know we talked going back a little bit. You mentioned, plugging into your CRM and stuff. Do you have one that y'all are using on Jim Allen team, or did you have one before that you liked?
Yes, I used Follow Up Boss before. That's what I use now. I think
I've got the Follow Up Boss tattoo.
Wow.
It's the Down syndrome tattoo, but dedicated.
But yes, so I use Follow Up Boss, and I need to probably work on. I'm so hard on myself. This whole podcast, I say I need to. So I'm working.
No, I feel like that's every realtor.
Yeah,
because I'm the same way. I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't I make the time to do this?
Yeah. I'll go through phases where I'm real good about my Follow Up Boss, and then I'll go through phases like this week where I haven't had 2 seconds to touch it. It's only Monday, but So.
Yeah. And we have, like with Jag, we have like a top 3 every week. So, you have to call through it and text, and, I've been it's like I was 1 or 2 every week in like a month ago, just because honestly, I didn't have a ton going on. And now that I'm dealing with some fires and then a lot more transactions, I think probably came from what I was doing a couple weeks ago. And so I need to be doing, the same thing now. But as far as Follow Up Boss, I probably use the basics. I did have, some action plans, some auto stuff, as I mentioned, for like birthdays or anniversaries. But, I like it. And then I also use, I don't know if you guys have heard of Trello, but it's not really real estate related. But that's just kind of how
hack. Yeah, tell us how you use that.
I just use it. I'm a super visual person, so I just use it for my pipeline, which I guess Follow Up Boss has kind of the deals tab too. But I just like the way Trello looks. It's kind of like why people maybe use an iPhone instead of an Android, just the interface and everything else. But yeah, I basically just use it like my hottest buyers, my hottest sellers, and then my deals under contracts and closings. I just put, simple stuff with their names, address, price, due diligence date, or, whatever other states call that, inspection dates, and closing date. But at least that way, if someone calls me and they're like, hey, when am I closing? I don't have to swipe through my Google Calendar or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I can just take a quick glance, and, it's been super helpful. But
I do kind of the same thing. So me and my operations manager, who's also like my admin, my transaction coordinator, she's freaking wizard. We both have iPhones, so we do a shared note together. And anytime I'm like, I never remember when the closing. I mean, sometimes I do if it's like we've talked about it a bunch, but I'm like, I go to our little note and we've got whatever the address is, what title company it's closing with, which closer is closing it, when it's closing. I'm like, that way I can always like pull it up real quick if I'm like on the phone or something. So yeah.
I like that.
I like the Trello
calendar, and she just adds a thing and then I accept it. But that's just
I like the Trello though. A lot of people I feel like are getting into that, even just for like I had a social media manager before that used Trello for some of our stuff. So it's really like the more you play around with it, the more there's like you can find opportunity to use it. So
yeah, I think it's like technically for project management or something like that. But who knows? I mean, for me, it's I just use the basics of it. But yeah, I mean, I'd say with Follow Up Boss, I do use my task, but there's days I don't look at that email, and I should. But yeah, I think a good CRM will help any agent that doesn't have one. If you're keeping up with your deals in your head, you're probably 30 times more stressed than you would be just having them somewhere you can know where they're at. So I'm sure you guys both have called realtors and they're like totally clueless on what a date is in a deal, and you're like, I'm scared for your client, but
yes.
So.
Well, and I like the idea with the Trello boards though, because then you could even like, depending on it's hard sometimes juggling multiple clients and remembering, like for example, like we already agreed that this person can move their stuff into the garage the day before closing. It's like, did I already ask that? Was it on text? Do we do it on phone call? Like, I feel like the Trello board would be good for making notes. Like I keep some notes in my phone, but I think I'm almost thinking about switching to Trello for that now. So I could like put the date, like we agreed to do this, or like this is the conversation we had. So I can just easily go back and remember that. And then it's like easy to get, you're like, wait, was that client or another client? Like, they're not, it's nice to have. So see, you do have organization skills with stuff. So.
Yeah. I was talking, maybe Casey. Sorry, that probably wasn't for me.
No, that was because you were being hard on yourself, saying you weren't organized enough.
No,
that's why I was like, see, you're organized.
I think I'm organized about what I care about. Let's put it that way. And then there's times I can't be, but if I care about something, and especially if someone else is depending on me for it, that's a big motivator for me, and probably gets back to why I joined JAG, just because. I'm way more disciplined if I'm letting somebody else down than myself, as sad as that sounds. But
no, it's true. Yeah, I feel like that's everybody.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're not organized for your clients, you're in trouble. But I am, I'm notorious for sending a contract and missing one little initial or something on it.
I know.
I hope Kate's not listening. She will tell you the week I had to manage all our paperwork and stuff. she came back and she was just like, just next time, just send it to me. I'll do it on vacation.
Yeah, that's seriously my girl too. She's like,
She was just like, Casey, you've been doing this how many years? I was like, I did 8 contracts this week. Okay. Give me a break.
And you got to give yourself some grace sometimes, because there's a lot of dang paperwork, and it just seems like it just keeps piling on, which
I know.
I
But
guess
like think about any other business, like I mean, it's like hard enough as entrepreneurs, but I feel like a lot of real estate agents don't actually treat their business like a business. And it's like, I mean, any other business, people are hiring, people to do this kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't mean you're a bad agent if you have to it's like we talked about, like knowing your strengths and weaknesses, or like when it's a good time to delegate stuff out to someone else. So
Yeah.
don't be too hard on yourself.
It's just never been a strength of mine. Even when I was teaching school, I mean, it was just my teacher assistant she kept me organized. Mine was thriving and talking to the parents and teaching the kids and coming up with
Come on.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. When I was by myself, I had an assistant, and she was amazing. She's doing great now. Libby Langley, shout out. But she helped me with a lot of the details. But then it's just, obviously, if you hire someone that's brand new, they're not going to know everything either. And I was okay at delegating, but what I think I've also figured out is I'm a control freak. But I mean, thankfully at JAG, we have 4 people, I think, in our closing department. But, so I still have people that help me definitely through a deal. I think I could do them all and do all the paperwork and hopefully do as many deals as I'm doing, but it wouldn't be as fun, that's for sure. And I wouldn't be able to probably help as much when it matters, just because I'd be stuck doing paperwork. So
love it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you plan to implement in the coming months? I know we've talked a little bit about it on here, but do you have anything that you plan to kind of focus on in the next, I guess, second half of this, or I guess we're almost in fourth quarter, right? October, November, December. Yeah. Crazy.
Close. I know. Yeah. I would say, I mean, for Jim, obviously he wants any piece of land in town. So I really didn't know about that stuff before. And I mean, he'll buy the lots and then usually team up with a builder, or we'll, sell them. So for me, I think a lot of people are doing it, but just trying to get better at some of that cold outreach that I don't like to do. But, finding some of those infill lots, setting up times, where I'm looking for land or prospecting. And I've probably sent 30 to Jim and one's worked out. So it is a lot of work, but if I can find a nice parcel of land somewhere and get him to buy it or someone else to buy it and be the listing agent on 60 new listings, in a new construction neighborhood, it's definitely worth my time. So
yeah, 100%.
Hey, Alex, I need to send you my property in Durham.
Yeah, send it over. So.
Yeah, it's 28 acres and it's right there, and it's 2 minutes from downtown.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
And it's a 5-minute walk to downtown. So
maybe we can get a deal done out of this podcast. That'd be great.
Yes,
that'd be awesome.
But yeah, I'd say that getting back to some handwritten notes and just, I think since joining JAG, I've done a good job of staying in touch with my past clients that are in touch with me, obviously, but just trying to get back to the basics with calling them, setting up dinner, setting up events. And I will do I have a stand-up event, or it's stand-up for mental health, but I started last year. So that's coming up September 27th. Hopefully we'll have at least, 100 people at that, basically raising money for mental health. But that's the kind of stuff that, I care about, try to get involved in. And I just need to be doing a little bit more of it, but we'll get there. And
I think that's amazing that you do that. That's Casey and I are always trying to do like little charity events and stuff like that. But I think it's good though, because it makes you more human to your clients and potential clients. And I think it allows you to, meet more like-minded people that connect with you like that. I mean, like, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And I think that is one of the best ways to meet people like that. So good for you.
And I mean, the amount of people that, I'm very transparent, vulnerable, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes I've had clients be like, Alex, you could shut up every now and then, on certain stuff. But for the most part, people like it. And, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, hey, like my uncle committed suicide. I'm going through it. Do you have any advice? Or, I'm dealing with being kind of depressed or having anxiety, like where can I get help? So it's been cool to connect with, clients on a way, way deeper level. And, I'm sure like you guys have a ton more clients than me. So trying to get deep with absolutely everybody is tough, but it's not enough time in the day. But, just trying to get on that level. And then I would say, just, having a purpose behind doing what I'm doing. And so it's been not for my business, but it's definitely been helpful. And you two better come. Well, especially Casey, since she's in Raleigh.
Yes.
Yes.
But
I do need to get to North Carolina more though. So that'd be a good excuse.
Yeah.
So when is it again?
It's Wednesday the 27th. It's going to be in Good Nights Comedy Club right at Cairn Village, the Village District. I booked the main room, so I can sell 100 tickets. I think last year we probably had 50 or 60 people come. But
oh my God, that's awesome.
Trying to blow it up.
I'll be in. I will be there. So
perfect. And the $25 does go to, all the money's going towards Wakemed. They're building new, our local hospital here in the Triangle. They're building a mental health hospital in Garner. That's, hundreds of millions of dollars. So the goal is $10,000. It'll be a drop in the bucket for what they need, but
my best friend's husband's the head pharmacist at Wakemed.
Okay. Heck yeah.
So he actually used to live in your building before they got married. So.
But
cool.
We'll see.
I have just one more question that I can think of. So do you have any advice for any 30 under 30 perspectives that might want to apply, or do you have any advice on or what you think maybe made you stand out when you applied, or
I would
someone
say
nominate you, or can you tell us?
I would say first off, apply. I don't, obviously definitely wasn't in the top 30 for producing in the country under 30. Maybe I would have won it if they were just calling every realtor in the country. I don't know, but you do have to apply. I think the year I won it, they had like 400 or 500 people apply. There's, you make it to a top 50 and then you have to get votes. So, I would say, getting to the top 50 with the interview and stuff. They care about volume and stuff like that, but they mainly care about, how involved you are in your community, what makes you different. And then you can do a video. So they said I got in because of my video, I guess, which this is a little bit of a funny story. I'll be quick, but I just did it like this, like just on like my computer. Yeah. It was probably at 8:30 at night. I was in the office, did like a one take, sent it out, and then I get on YouTube. She had a post on YouTube. Everyone's doing like these high quality, super professional, cut, good B-roll, everything like that. And I was like, well, I'm screwed. Like these videos are amazing. And the guy, I guess, that judges it a lot, he was like, we love just your one take video, but I would just say, be involved, talk about how you help out the area, and also, try to be a little different because they don't obviously want two of the same 30 under.
Yeah.
So, but then, once you make it to top 50, basically you got to get as many votes as possible. So, well,
that's where you really were able to delve into your sphere of influence, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think I had my brother voting for me like 60 times a day.
Yeah.
Going to libraries or different places and, making votes on different systems. So,
whatever it takes.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, any other, did you have any other questions, Casey?
I do not.
Okay. Any other last minute hacks, tips, or tricks that you can think of for new or even seasoned agents that maybe they haven't thought about?
Yeah. I would just say, be yourself. try to communicate well. There's so many people in our business that don't know how to respond to a text or a call or, stuff like that. Have a good reputation. I think if you
Have a good reputation.
piss off Casey in a deal, obviously the next time we get to do business together, she might not want to work with Alex. So
and that does go a long ways. I've been chosen in multiple offers.
He's so mad. Mom, pay attention to me.
we're like, gosh, it's time to wrap this thing
He's
up.
like, I'm giving you an hour.
Yeah, he knows.
I've been chosen when it was like, we definitely weren't the highest. It was an easy deal the last time we got together. So.
And that makes a big difference. If I can tell a client, hey, I had a beer with this guy last week and I know him well, we love each other, that's gonna help you out tremendously.
It goes a long ways, and it makes clients feel better. So
I agree.
So we're doing coffee, right, Alex?
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely.
How about Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning?
Yes.
Let's see.
Gotta check the schedule.
I gotta check my phone, which chaos. Next Wednesday?
I was thinking this Wednesday, but we can.
This Wednesday morning. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. I'm in. I'll text you.
If you don't wake up till 8 or 8:30, then
No. We can do it at 6 a.m. I'll get my butt up. So it's part of improving. So I'll make it happen.
Accountability. Love it.
I'll think about what's actually realistic, but it can be before 7. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Love it. Okay, cool. Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming on. It's been so fun chatting with you. I knew you'd be great on here. You're so personable and easy to talk to. So
I appreciate that.
Send the comedy information as well.
Yeah.
Actually, why don't you put it in the chat so people can see it? Maybe you'll sell some tickets from this.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Where is? Gosh, hold on.
And then while he's looking for that, guys, if you didn't notice, I've got Alex's email on the ticker at the bottom, alex@jimallen.com. Is that the right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So if you have any questions for him, give him a shout out on social media or on that email. Your social is Big Al 911 or 919, but I know there's an Big Al _919. I love that.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So, and I just put, it's going to be a Good Nights comedy. I just put the date and the time. And if you just go to, I think it's goodnights.com. So
okay. You accidentally put it in the private chat. So I just put it on the
okay.
This gets kind of confusing.
I think I just put it in the private chat again. But anyways,
perfect. Well, awesome.
Well, thank you guys.
I haven't been to the new Good Night, so I'm excited to see it.
It'll be fun. It's in the basement. So
yes,
don't plan on taking client calls in there. Service sucks.
Yeah. Callie, it's next to where you had lunch at.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Where did I go? Village Deli?
Yeah, in Cameron Village.
In Cameron Village, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Great place.
I'll send it to some people too. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, Alex, thank you again.
Thank you guys.
Thank you to our audience for listening. Again, we're now on Spotify podcasts and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to go back and listen to some of our older episodes and binge us,
the first 10 people to follow us on there, DM us and show us that you're following us. You'll get a gift card. Yes, please do that. And leave us a review if you feel so inclined. That would help us out a bunch. We're hoping to get some more great guests on this year. And so if you have any suggestions on people you'd like to hear, come on here and give their best hacks, tips, and tricks of the industry. Let us know. We're always open to feedback like that. So, and in the near future, we're going to be doing sponsors too. So yes, the local business and want us to sponsor you, we'll have all that information soon. Coming soon. So we'll see everybody next week, next Monday. Oh no, next Monday will be Labor Day. Yes, next Monday. So we're going to replay next Monday, and then we'll see you the following week. So keep killing it, guys. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you all. Thanks, Alex. See ya. Bye.